What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Lungile. I am from Ironheart Films, and I'm back here with my friend Nkuli.
What's up, guys? Nkuli here, co-founder of WeDigitize agency, and yeah, super pumped to be back, to be chatting and connecting with you guys and just talking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And if you don't know, this is our video series called The New Frontier.
Yeah.
And basically, we are sharing startup tips, tricks, and our advice and lessons that we've learned through our personal journeys as business owners.
Yeah.
And we like sharing these tips because we like to inspire you guys.
Exactly.
And hopefully you want to connect with other business owners and startup owners.
Yeah.
And
and I mean it's really just like a medium and a platform for us to really just contribute to the startup ecosystem, not only in South Africa but in Africa, because there's Kenyan creators, Nigerian creatives that like our startup founders, really business owners that we want to reach out to and speak to and connect with, so we can also learn from their insights and find out that in their markets, like what are some of the challenges, what are the real stories that we don't often hear, like not the sugar-coated stories that we see on the media where it feels as if like it's somebody just went from 0 to 100 in a few months, whereas we know very well that nothing comes overnight. Overnight means you probably were grinding for between 5 and 10 or even 15 years, you know? So yeah, that's essentially what we're trying to do, imparting knowledge, giving insights, and a lot of the tips and advice that we share, some of the things are obviously very come from our perspectives, and they are not necessarily the gospel truth. Everybody does have their own unique way of viewing things, so do take what we say to you for what it is, but also we also just want this to be a conversation starter, you know what I mean, to at least switch something on, a spark in you and say, oh, okay, maybe I should see things differently. I'm learning from these guys. I may be having a business that sells, I may have like an electronics business, but these guys are in branding and marketing, you know what I mean, and what are their stories, you know what I mean? So
yeah, and that's what we're all about. We're about sharing positive advice, positive energy, and that's what we're all about. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to network at industry events, whether it's online or physically when you go to events. How to grow your network. How do you approach someone? What are the best ways to do it, and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think the one thing about that, like you also like the starting point for me is you have to do the dirty work. That is you working on yourself to figure yourself out, because for one, if you're an introvert, I know I'm very introverted, so going to these things took a lot out of me. Even if it's online, it took a lot out of me, so I had to literally train myself to literally like be comfortable in these spaces where there's a lot of people, and also just the skill of just talking to people is not easy, you know what I mean? So it's like when you do get to this to the place, because you can go to a conference or industry related event or an entrepreneurship conference and then not speak to anyone, right? You could just go there and listen, but then you see, if your mission was to go there and meet people and you don't go there because you are shy or scared, then it kind of does defeat the purpose. So you really need to, the starting point is you understanding how you are as a person, and then how you can pretty much like design a solution that like will like factor in all your nuances and your personality and stuff like that, and then you can design a roadmap. There's obviously standard things like how to sort of like introduce yourself and sell yourself. You don't need to do hard selling, because I just met you. Like, why am I now? You know, now I'm being given a quote. You know what I mean? Like I want to get to know you first. You know what I mean? So I think that's, for me, that's the one thing that I personally did. I started with myself. I started doing these things slowly. Then I would go to events and then I would not talk to people, just being like legit scared. I'm like, there's that one guy over there, I need to speak to him, but I just don't know what to do or say. But then what helped me was just going to more of them, just to train myself. Then you just spark up conversations with other people then you kind of do get a flow of it, and you can feel how you can sort of like customize your approach when it comes to this thing. You know, it's not easy, but like it becomes fun because it's always good meeting new people. You know what I mean?
It definitely is. So what I like to do is, if I learn about a conference, obviously I look at the speakers and then I Google them.
Yeah.
So I literally, okay, who's the speaker? What have they done? Do I need to just do some like groundwork and find out what have they done? What industry are they in? You know, because I've went to like these business conferences or meetups before, and you meet someone who's really amazing, but you didn't know about them, and you want to like connect with them, but you just don't even know what you're gonna say. Like, like there was this it was at Santon, I think, I don't know if it was Startup Grind or something. There was this lady who was like big in construction, and she like did a lot of great stuff, and I wanted to connect with her, but I didn't know what I need from her or how to even approach her. So
because you don't want to waste their time.
Yeah, you don't say, hey, we'll work together, but you don't even know what it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
So now I started like Googling people to find out, okay, this person does this, that, you know, and I know their background, what they've done. You know, obviously you can find everyone on Google and LinkedIn now. And also, I guess also just getting used to like talking to people. Now I'm like, I initiate conversations so much easier. I just go with them like, hey, what's up? My name is Lungile. You know, and just try to find out about them. And also, I think something I've learned now, you know, from reading books, you know, whenever you're networking, this will work, maybe for you, maybe it might not work, but what I try to do is, let's say if I meet someone, I'll say, hey man, I'm Lungile, I do this, you know, what do you do? And then if they say, oh, they do this or whatever, and it's maybe something that I'm interested in or someone they could connect me with, so I try to help them first. So like, for instance, you know, when I went to Leader X, I met a guy. He wrote a book, and I was like, hey, I actually have a friend who was an author who wrote novels. I can connect you guys, and you guys can see, you know. And then he was so happy, and then like after that,
immediately
he was like, dude, anything I can do for you, just tell me. But obviously, in that point, I didn't want to do anything. Also, it felt good.
It felt good.
I was like, yo, bro, you know, like connect that person and see what happens.
So, you know, the funny story about this, I was at Leader X, and how we found each other at Leader X, you were with that guy, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't tell you this, but I actually thought you guys knew each other before. I'm like, damn, this is like Lungi. That's why even how I embraced the homie. I was like, hey man, what's up, bro? This is, and even how you introduced him. You were like, yo, this is my friend. He's he writes books, and this is, and then just those are some of the connections, you know, and you literally just welcome people into your space without being too forceful. And also offering value up front.
It's because, you know, especially even on, let's say you network on Instagram. I mean, I have a few Instagram accounts because I have different like accounts for different businesses, but I'd usually get DMs from people asking for stuff like, hey, I saw that you do this, can you please? It's always like about them. Sometimes, you know, I'm in a bad mood and I don't want to like, it's like, it's all about you. It's very like I reject it's like I just like forget. It's like, okay, you don't even know me and you want me to help you with something and you haven't, you know, I don't know, it feels like you're hard selling me. It might as well be spam.
It might as well be.
Just like an email, getting an email, if you think about it, how many emails do you respond to that are trying to sell you stuff? Like, hey, we can help. They don't even know you.
They don't know
what your business goals, what you're trying to do. They already say, we can help your business. You don't know what my business is about. So, like, if I don't personally respond to those emails, I just like spam, unsubscribe. How do you even get my email? It's already like I write it off. And like, if I go ahead and I do the same thing to other people and I expect them to respond, it doesn't make
really
sense.
Connect because you already like know that you don't rock with that at all. You know what I mean? There's a particular way. Like if you are gonna use certain channels to at least market or network, the approach has to be personal.
I know the person. Even like I watched this video. It says approach it like you meeting someone at a bar. Hey dude, how you doing? Hey, cool. I really like that T-shirt or whatever. project that you did is really great, man. Like, so how do you do? Just imagine it. Talk to the person as if you're meeting them at a bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
No hard selling, like, yo,
This
here's my mixtape.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it's like,
check out my mix. I don't want to fucking
yes,
your mixtape.
nobody cares about your mixtape.
Yeah, so
I feel you. Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a different way. Once you think of it like that, you're having a conversation with this person. Sometimes they'll respond, sometimes they won't, especially if you're DMing some people. But if you have that mindset in terms of like, I'm just gonna have a conversation with this person, see what they want, what are they about, and then maybe we will connect and maybe have the same values.
I guess like how we can sort of like wrap this up, and the insight that I'm getting from this is just like your approach to networking has to just be inherently human.
Yeah, talk to people.
Talk to people and connect with people. Just be human. Don't try and be this like very entity driven when you're trying to sort of break the ice when you're meeting people. Just be straight up human, normal. Talk to them. I like the bar, like seeing it as a bar sort of situation, you know, because that's how I think you foster the connections. That's why even in like marketing and advertising, there's obviously the functional part of it, which is very hard selling. That's where you speak about the value, but then there's also the emotional thing that has to sort of connect with your heartstrings or whatever. That's how you foster a really cool connection with people, and people actually want to listen. You know? They are keen. You know?
Yeah, and people want to have a conversation. If there's a big director, producer, or whoever that you look up to, send them a message, a comment on their stuff, and just like, yo, I really like this. Just a compliment. Don't ask for anything, and just be that guy. Like, I really like this movie. This was so great, or whatever. It becomes like you're building a relationship versus, hey, can you please be my mentor? They don't even know you.
They don't know
you. Don't even know them. So like changing the strategy, and also just. Like Instagram is underrated in terms of networking. Like I've met so many people from Instagram. Like literally met them in real life after having a conversation on Instagram. Like, okay, cool. Let's go have some coffee. Okay, cool. This is what you're trying to do. This is what I do. And then we see if our partnership can have a match or whatever. But yeah, so if you can't obviously go to these events, you can inbox people. Instagram is there.
Online. Like at least like have these platforms work for you for that, right? Yes, they entertain us and they keep us busy, but at least have it contribute positively back towards what you are doing, right? And there are channels and platforms that were built for us to connect, so we can't just disregard that part. You know what I mean?
And also, if you're gonna network with someone and you want to ask them for something, try to offer them something greater than what you're gonna ask for. So if let's say you want to make videos for this particular famous motivational speaker, say, hey, I'd love to make 5 videos for you, and just for you to give me a social media shout out. What do you think? That's you giving more value than what you're getting, and it's like you're giving them the leverage. Like it's like they're doing you a favor, but you're actually doing more of them a favor, and then that's how you build relationships, and people are more likely. You know, it sucks, but people are selfish, you know. Like, what am I getting from this interaction? And if you're offering value ahead, you know, they're more likely to speak to you. Versus if you're just taking value from them and giving nothing in return, they're just going to be like, yo, what's
the point?
I don't know you.
Exactly, and that's real. Like, people do business with people they trust and where they actually do see value. If I don't know you, and then it's quite definite that I don't trust you, right? And if there's no value, then that means I might be wasting my time, and I could be using that time for valuable things and people that are bringing me value. You know what I mean? So I think that's essentially like the main sort of view that we have and our perspectives and insights and tips and stuff like that. It's really that way, and you really just have to like take it. It's a step-by-step process. It's a very human thing, you know. If it's not human driven, it's going to be a bit tough, right? Yeah.
Cool, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you really like it, please drop a comment below. Let us know what are your networking tips. Do you disagree, agree, or you're on the fence about what we discussed? And let us know. We really like to connect with you guys and just find out more about your businesses and connect with you guys, and and let us know what kind of videos you'd like us to make and talk about. And until next time,
we'll see you next time with more insights and more cool things to talk about. Peace.
Awesome.